A major shakeup is unfolding at the BBC. Director General Tim Davie and News Chief Deborah Turness have both resigned following a bombshell report accusing the broadcaster of misleading viewers by editing remarks made by former U.S. President Donald Trump in a 2024 Panorama documentary. What began as a quiet internal inquiry has exploded into a full-blown credibility crisis for one of the world's most trusted media institutions. At the center of the storm is a Panorama episode that aired in October 2024. The documentary spliced together segments of Trump's January 6, 2021 speech in Washington, the same day as the Capitol riot. In the broadcast, Trump appeared to tell supporters to walk down to the Capitol and fight like hell. But in reality, those quotes came from two separate parts of the speech, edited in a way that suggested Trump was directly calling for violence. He had actually urged supporters to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. Following the revelations, the BBC now faces accusations of systemic political bias and intentional distortion in its U.S. coverage. Trump reacted swiftly on Truth Social, calling the resignations proof that the BBC was run by, in his words, dishonest people trying to influence a U.S. election. He said, "They were caught doctoring my very good, perfect speech." What a terrible thing for democracy. The controversy gained traction after a leaked internal memo and a public statement by Michael Prescott, a former BBC advisor, accused the network of long-standing anti-Trump bias. By Sunday afternoon, both Tim Davie and Deborah Turness had stepped down, with the BBC preparing to issue a formal public apology. Davie's resignation letter cited the current debate around BBC News as one of several factors in his decision to leave. The fallout has been swift. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt labeled the BBC 100% fake news and leftist propaganda. Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson called on Davie to come clean or resign, while Nigel Farage described the situation as the last chance for the BBC to fix its cultural problem. Meanwhile, UK Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy acknowledged the controversy, saying the BBC's editorial standards don't always meet the highest expectations, but emphasized that trusted journalism remains essential to our democracy. This latest scandal caps a turbulent year for the broadcaster, including a Gaza documentary criticized for bias and the departure of its star presenter Gary Lineker over social media disputes. As the BBC approaches crucial funding negotiations for its next royal charter in 2027, this crisis raises bigger questions about neutrality, accountability, and public trust. For now, the BBC says it will issue an apology and begin the search for a new director general. But for one of the world's oldest news organizations, the damage may already be done. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.